Hello.
Oh,
Okay, so there you are. So thanks God it's here. So we are here now. Okay. So without further ado, Toy, I'm going to share the presentation so that we can start our lesson. So it's a continuation of our lesson last time. It's all about how are we going to um what's our lesson last time? It's all about how to buy a ticket, right? So we were able to discuss last time, last Friday, on how we can be able to buy a ticket, especially riding a train, riding a tram, or riding a subway. So we were able to listen to the conversation between Kumiko and between Matt, okay, on how you were going to get the information on how to buy a ticket in that or for that particular place, okay, that um it's your first time to go with, okay?
yeah,
Okay, so let's try to continue our lesson with regards to asking for the information. So, what do you think would be the right expression if we are asking for an information? Okay, so look at this one toy. Matt
yeah.
uses these questions to ask for information. Letter A. Okay, letter A. Can you read this one, Toy, please?
How will I know which nurse I can use?
Yes. So the first question that he asks to ask for the information would be, how will I know? So the one that's written in black would be the proper and right information, okay? Or a right a question for you to ask if you wanted to ask for an information. So how will I know? Let's say, for example, how will I know if I already reach my destination? So there would be a lot of questions like that. But in this case, he asked about how will I know which notes I can use? So that means he asked for the information about money, right? Okay,
Yeah.
on how to pay. Okay? Next, letter B. Can you read this one, Toy?
How can I tell how much money I need to put in the machine?
Yes. Of course, another expression in asking question to ask for information would be, how can I tell? Okay, so I am going to mark this one. How will I know? How can I tell? So that means he also asked a question about how I can tell that how much money I need to put in a machine. Okay? So again, question, how can I tell? Next, letter C, Toy.
What I should do next?
Yes. So what
Which
I
I do
should
next?
do next? So another question is the word, how should I do next? Okay? And after that one, the last but not the least,
Then what do I do?
yes. So then, what do I do? Now, let's try to look at the following, okay, word, how, what, what. Okay? Of course, these are all question, right? So we call this as the WH question that includes the what, okay, the who, the where, the when, and of course, the how. Okay? So these are all words that ask questions. Of course, in asking question, it's very important to begin with this um particular word, right? How, what. If we are asking for how, that means we're asking for the manner on how to do that. If you're
Yeah.
asking for what, So you are also asking for what would be the next one? What you should do. Okay? So there would be the so-called further. Okay, we call this one as further explanation for that. If we ask for how, okay, because this is not just only answerable by a yes or no, right, Toy? Because if the question would be, what is your name? What is your name? So it needs an answer. It needs a, what is one? It needs an explanation, okay? But if you ask for, do you like this? So that means it's just only answerable by a yes or no. Or do you like this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like the let's say for example, does the taste of the food that we eat is good? So, yes or no, it depends. So, it doesn't have an explanation. But if we try to use the so-called the WH questions, okay, that means it needs an answer. Okay,
Yeah.
long answer. We
Yes.
call that one as long answer because there would be a long explanation for that. Okay, what? What is your name? Oh, my name's Archie, right? How will I know? So that's H. Okay, so there would be an explanation for that. What should I do? So there would also be an explanation for that. Okay, Toy?
Yes.
Okay, next. In number one in here, some of the question asks about an action and some ask about understanding. So put the questions in the correct box. Two of them have been done for you. Okay, one example of understanding question is, how will I know which notes I can use? Okay, so why is it understanding? And then the second one, what should I do next? So that would be an actions. So what's the difference between an understanding question and an action question? What do you think, Toy? Okay, look at this, huh? How will I know which notes I can use? Okay, so in this
Mm.
particular question in here, it needs an understanding, Toy. Why? Because you need to understand what particular money you are going to use, right? Not
Mm.
unlike with what should I do next and what
Yeah.
should I do next needs an action. So maybe you can,
Yeah.
maybe Kumiko will going to say, oh, you have to go to that. So there would be an action, right? Or you
Yeah.
need to go, or you need to insert the notes, okay, on the machine. And there would be
Yes.
an instruction after that one. So that would be an action that needs an action. But if how will I know which notes I can use? It's just only an understanding because the explanation for that is just only an understanding because you need to understand only, but you don't need to do that one. Okay, Toy. So that would be the difference between understanding and action. Now, aside from this one, how will I know which notes, which other, or among the expressions in here, what do you think would be the other question that needs an understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? It's letter.
B.
Yes. Okay. That means how can I tell how much money I need to put a machine? So this one is also an understanding because it doesn't need for you to do that. Okay. So
Yeah.
how can
L. L.
I tell how much money? Oh, I have to make this one smaller so that you can be able to. Okay. How much money I need to put in a machine? Okay, so this particular question doesn't need for you to do the action. Okay,
Yeah.
but what would be the second one for action? So that would be letter, letter,
E.
letter D. Okay, so then what I do, right?
Then,
Then,
yeah.
okay, what I what do I do next? So what do I do, right? So what do I do? So there is an action, okay? That needs an action. Okay, Toy?
Yeah.
Okay, next. Sorry, let's move on in here. In number 2, look at the conversation below, read what Komiko says, and think about what you will say. Use the words to make questions like the ones in speaking strategy. Okay. In letter A, we have here, I have to make this one bigger so that you can be able to see them. Okay. So, Komiko, wait for a while, Toy. Okay, there. So, example A, according to Kamiko, some ticket machines take both notes and coins. And then you will say, question like, how will I know if a machine takes both? So, Kamiko will going to answer, it will say on the machine. Okay, so some tickets machines or some ticket machines take both notes and coins. So an understanding question would be, how will I know if a machine takes both?
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer for that, since the question is how again, so there would be a long explanation for that. So that is what we called, okay, WH question, how, right? And then Komiko answered long answer. It will say on the machine, not just only saying yes or no. Okay? Okay. Next, letter A. How are we going to, what is one? Well, how are we going to arrange these words in order to make a questions? So,
How
yes, correct. How?
do I know
How will I know
the if a machine
the
how will I know if a machine test bot?
Okay. So, number one is how will I know if which machine takes both, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that will be it. Okay. So the question is how, why is it going to be bigger? Okay, how will I know if which, okay, machine takes both? Okay, so this question again needs a long answer, right? So therefore, Komiko answered, you put the machine, okay, you put the money rather in the machine.
Machine.
Okay, okay, next. And then after that, what would be again your other answer for this?
How will I know if correct ticket right?
Correct. Okay. So how will I know the correct ticket price?
Ticket right.
Okay. So how will I know the correct ticket price? Again, so again, this question needs long answer. And then Komiko replied, you can see on the
The
map.
map.
Okay, that would be correct. Next. Letter C, you get the ticket from the machine. And then after that, what would be your reply?
Then what do I do?
Yes. Okay, so you are going to ask again. Then, okay, what do
And
I do? Okay, so again, this question needs a long answer also, needs an explanation. Okay, but this one is under action. Okay, not under understanding, because these two questions in here are understanding questions, but this one is an action question. Okay?
yes.
Okay, so Komiko replied, go to the ticket gate. So that means there would be an action that he needs to move. Okay, go. Okay, next. Letter D. According to Komiko, you put the ticket in the machine.
Uh,
And then, what would be your next question?
what should I do next?
Correct. Okay, so what should I do next? Okay, again, this question needs an explanation. That's why Komiko answered. Remember to take it when it comes out of the machine. Okay, and another, Komiko said, you can use credit cards in some stations. And then you were going to say,
Um, I
how
said,
will
I tell,
okay,
I can
how
tell,
can I? Okay, how can I tell? Sorry, how can I tell if a machine takes credit cards,
yeah,
right? Takes
credit card.
credit cards. Okay, so it's in a form of question, and this one again is an action question, right? Because how can I tell if a machine takes credit card? This one is not an action, but it's an understanding question, okay? But
Yes,
again, it needs a long answer. So Komiko replied, it will say on the machine.
the machine.
Okay, now let's try to converse this conversation toy. Okay, so I will be reading Kumiko, and you will be going to read you. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you first. How will I know if
How,
a machine, okay, if a machine, if a machine takes both. Okay, go.
how will I know if a machine has bought?
You put the money in the machine.
How will I know the correct ticket price?
You can see on the map. You get the ticket from the machine.
Then what do I do?
Go to the ticket gate. You put the ticket in the machine.
What should I do next?
Remember to take it when it comes out of the machine. You can use credit cards in some actions.
How can I tell if a machine has credit cards?
It will say on the machine. Okay, let's exchange now
Yeah.
conversation. So you will be going to do Komiko and I will be going to do you. Okay. How will I know if a machine takes both?
You put the money in the machine.
How will I know the correct ticket price?
You can see on the map. You get the ticket from the machine.
Then what do I do? What do I do?
Go to the ticket gate. You put the ticket in the machine.
What should I do next?
Remember to take it when it comes out of the machine. You can you can give red cards in the instrument station.
How can I tell if a machine takes credit cards?
It will say on the machine.
Good job, Toy. Okay. You speak clearly, huh? Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now I want you to keep that up, Toy. Okay. Uh, Look, see, you heard that you're not speaking in a hurry voice, right? You're not speaking like, how will I know if a ticket boat, something like that. So it's just only neutral one, right? So
Yes.
there would be times that there would be rising and falling intonation because we ask questions. So therefore, you have to rise your voice in here. How will I know if a machine takes both? Okay, because that's a question mark. Okay.
Yeah.
So therefore, we need to raise our voice in here and you're not in a hurry. Okay. So you have the so-called so you know how to do the timing actually. Okay. So you're not speaking fast. And
Yeah.
in that particular what do you say, in that particular manner on how you speak, I can understand you very well, right? Okay, so that's the key on how to speak clearly. Okay, you don't need to hurry. You don't need to speak fast. Okay, because sometimes if you speak fast, someone or a person whom you are talking will not going to understand what you are saying, right? So
Yes.
that's the problem of those people who are speaking very fast. Actually, there were countries, an English country, that they speak so fast and they speak a slang English actually, and you cannot understand them. Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Have you experienced talking to a foreigner that has a slang intonation like, oh, what do I do next? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
How will I know that the correct ticket price? So if that would be the case, you will not going to understand them. So there are countries like that, Toy. Although they speak English because they are an English country, but their intonation and their manner of talking is not just the same, just the same in talking, just like what
Yeah.
we are doing. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. So do you have any questions so far with this toy? No
Um,
more.
uh,
Okay. Okay. Now talk to Kumiko and ask her question. Okay. So now, aside from this question, Toy, what do you think would be other questions that we can be able to, let's say, if you are in a particular place, a new place, okay, let's say and you wanted to ride a train or you wanted to ride a subway. So what do you think would be the things aside from this that we had studied just a while ago? Aside from this, what are the other things that you should have to understand in riding a train? Okay, going back in here in our first lesson. Actually, it's also important to maybe to us, okay, timetables or train timetables can be seen in here, right?
yeah.
So
Mm.
it doesn't need for you to ask that one because you can see also what time does the train what is one coming. Okay, so you can be able to see that one, the schedule, not unless it was written, let's say in Chinese, which you don't understand, right? So therefore you need to ask questions. But
Yes.
if that would be written also Chinese and English, there would be a translation for that. Well, there's no need for you to ask questions. Again, train timetables can also be important if there would be no what? There would be no translation. So
Yeah.
you ask, okay? Do not try to understand them. That's supposed to be you cannot understand. Do not pretend that you understand. Okay? So what happened if you cannot understand and then you put your money on the machine and then there would be a Chinese characters comes out and then you don't know how to do that. So you're just going to press whatever you want. So what
Yeah.
happened? Right?
Yeah.
So it's also important to ask that one. That's why do not pretend. If you don't know, ask. So that would be the key, right, Toy? Okay, so that would be it. And then you can also ask for a train and bus connections. Let's say, for example, if I already reached my destination, um, where I can ride a bus. Can I ride a bus again or can I ride the train again? Right? So
Yeah.
you can ask questions. And maybe aside from the WH question, you can also ask a yes or no questions, answerable by a yes or no question. Like for example, after reaching my destination, so what should I do? What should I do again? Or what should I do? What do I do next? Okay, can I ride the train again? Or do I have to ride the train again? Or do I have to ride the bus in going in this particular address? Of course, so person will going to or someone will going to assist you for that. And take note again, do not ask to strangers, okay? All the time, you need to ask to someone which is in the authority. Like for example, on the one in charge for selling the ticket, right? Ask them because they know that one. But do not ask foreigners also or persons or people in that particular area because sometimes they will
Yeah.
going to fool you. Okay? Sometimes they are scammers, Toy. Okay, you know what scammers? There would be a lot of scammers all throughout the world, right? And they will going to tell you of nonsense or giving you false information. Oh, you have to come here, you have to go here, you have to come with me, we have something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to what is that, we have to take note of that because there would be a lot of scammers all throughout the world. Okay, so let's proceed with this particular lesson now. So in the listening part again, we need to ask more information. Just like what I have told you, it doesn't mean that that's just only the informations that you wanted to understand. We need more information. So let's try to listen to the rest of the conversation that Matt asked about two of the following, and then we need to tick them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try to listen them again. Sorry, where is it? It's here. Okay, so that would be 25.
Recording 25.
What about discount tickets? Is there any way to get a cheaper fare?
Well, we've only got one discount ticket.
Okay.
If you take the train every Friday or the 20th of every month, you can use the No My Car Day discount pass.
Okay. So, how does that work?
If you buy a No My Car Day discount pass, you can go everywhere on the underground for a whole day, and it costs 250 yen less than a normal day pass.
That sounds good.
But it's only available every Friday or the 20th of every month.
So, you can only get it on those days?
Yes.
Do I get this discount pass from normal ticket machines or from special ticket machines?
You can buy them from all stations, from all ticket machines.
Okay, right. The normal ticket machine. Okay.
But if you travel every day, you can get the prepaid rainbow card. You cannot get a discount with it, but it's very useful because you don't need to buy a ticket before you get on the train.
So, how often do I need to buy a rainbow card?
Not each morning, perhaps only once a week.
Okay.
So that, for example, on Monday, you can buy 5,000 yen rainbow card.
So, how long can I use a 5,000 yen card for?
But it depends on where you go on the train.
Okay. So, will the money come off the card?
Yes.
So, how does it work with the ticket machine at the gate? The same as a normal ticket?
Yes, exactly the same.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we already heard about the conversation again of Matt
Yeah.
and Komiko. Actually, in this particular lesson, Toy, we were going to ask more questions, okay? Because the one that the questions that Matt asked in our previous lesson is not enough, okay? So you need to ask. That's why I asked you a while ago that what other questions we need to ask, okay? Because there would be a lot of informations you will going to understand. Okay, now what do you think would be the two questions or the two information that Matt wanted to understand? Is it he asked all about the train timetables, the discount
Discount card.
cards? Okay, correct. Okay, so he asked about the discount card. Okay, so discount card. Aside from that, what else? Did he ask about the multi-trip tickets or the directions to a station? So there would be two informations that Matt asked for. And definitely the first one is he asked for a discount cards. And then what else?
Munich trip ticket.
Yes. So he asked for a multi-trip tickets. Okay, so those are the two informations, additional information that Matt wanted to understand. Okay, Joy? Now, in that particular information that he was able to mention just a while ago, he talked about this one. So, Komiko also explained to Matt about the following discount cards. So they have the so-called Know My Car Day Pass. And the other one is a rainbow card. Of course, it's very important for you to ask on how to do the Know My Car Day Pass and the rainbow card, right? So you should have to understand them. How are you going to use the Know My Car Day Pass and the rainbow card? Because this one is two different things. Okay? If you don't know how to ask informations about this one, so you don't know how to use them, right? So it's very important to understand them. Now, here's again a conversation, okay? We have to listen again to the conversation of Matt and Komiko, which regards to the explanation on how to use the two, okay, cards in here. That Know My Car Day Pass and the, what do we call that one? The rainbow card. So it's very important to understand their features on how to use them. So let's try to listen again.
Recording 25.
What about discount tickets? Is there any way to get a cheaper fare?
Well, we've only got one discount ticket.
Okay.
If you take the train every Friday or the 20th of every month, you can use the No My Car Day discount pass.
Okay. So, how does that work?
If you buy a No My Car Day discount pass, you can go everywhere on the underground for a whole day, and it costs 250 yen less than a normal day pass.
That sounds good.
But it's only available every Friday or the 20th of every month.
So, you can only get it on those days?
Yes,
Do I get this discount pass from normal ticket machines or from special ticket machines?
you can buy them from all stations, from all ticket machines.
Okay, right. The normal ticket machine. Okay.
But if you travel every day, you can get the
Okay, so let's try to understand now. I have to pause that for a while, Toy, and we have to answer first. Let's try to understand first. What's the use of the No My Car Day Pass? So let's try to choose in here. Letter A is given because the No My Car Pass is, you can use this one every Friday. So this one is one of the feature of the No My Car Pass. Okay, aside from letter A, what else? Okay, that
C.
letter
C.
C, very good. Okay, so the No My Car Pass you can buy it on the 20th of every month. Very good. What else? Aside from C. Okay. Okay. So aside from that, you can get discount with it, right? So that's letter D. Okay. What else? We have two more.
And you
And you can
if
use it.
for one day.
You can use it for more
more
than
day.
one
Yeah.
trip. Okay. Okay. And then the last but not the least.
The last one day. No.
Yes, and you can use it for one day. So this one is the feature of the No My Car Pass Day. So you
Yeah.
can use it every Friday. And then when you buy it, you can buy that one on the 20th of every month. So let's say, for example, if that would not be 20th of every month, you cannot buy the No My Car Pass Day. Okay? And of course, the remaining, okay, the remaining what? Remaining discount ticket is the rainbow card. So of course, the rainbow card would be the one that's remain, right? So
Yeah.
these are the following. Okay, one, you can buy it for 5,000
Yeah.
yen. Okay? And then there's another one. You
Yes.
don't get a discount with it. So there would be no discount of that. And then there's another one. You can also use that also for more than one trip. Okay? Okay, so look at this one. Are there any differences in using the No My Car Day Pass and the discount or the so-called rainbow card? So what do you think would be the feature of the No My Day Car Pass and the rainbow card? Okay? That's the same. What do you think would be the feature of the No My Car Day Pass and the rainbow card, which is the same toy?
You
That
can
is
give
only in letter.
and one trip. Yeah.
Yes, letter F. Okay, the No My Car Day Pass, you can use that one for more than one trip. Same also with the rainbow card. But aside from that, there would be what? Different features. Okay? Okay, so they're not the same when it comes to